See, here's the biblical principle that all of us need to know, we need to understand, you got to get. What Peter, what James, what we see played out throughout Scripture is if you go all in with God, if you claim His promise and you say, God, I want to follow you. God, I want to be your man or woman. I want to follow you. I want to live for you. In the moment that you make that decision, you need to understand that God will go to work to bring trials and tests in your life that test your faith, that prove your faith. We see this with almost every biblical character. We can all think of the big ones. Think of Abraham and Sarah. Abraham and Sarah, they've gone all in. We're with you, Lord. And God says, I'm going to make you a great nation. Your descendants as numerous as the sand on the seashore. Actually, the same exact wording of the Philistines here. Promise made to Abraham. The problem is Abraham and Sarah are looking into retirement communities. They're looking at the villages in Jericho and the golf courses. They're looking at retirement. And God says, you're going to be a nation. And Abraham gets excited. They're trying to have kids. And guess what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they're getting older. The promise is still there. God has told them, but nothing's happening. Sarah's getting older. Abraham's getting older. The situation looks absolutely hopeless. And guess what they do? They take matters into their own hands. Maybe God needs some help fulfilling this promise. They bring Hagar into the circumstance, and guess what happens? It's a mess. We're still dealing with that mess in the Middle East today. It's a mess because they tried to manipulate the circumstance, and they fail. That's an F. But guess what God does? I'm not done with them. We'll give them another test because eventually Abraham and Sarah do have a son, Isaac, the promised child. And guess what God will say to Abraham? I want you to take that child that you've prayed for, that I've finally given to you, and I want you to offer him on the mountain unto me. And you remember Abraham takes Isaac, and Isaac says, I see everything, but where, I see the wood, but where's the sacrifice? And Abraham says, God will provide. And he goes up on that mountain, and just before he's about to take the life of the child, God provides a ram in the thicket. And you remember what God says? Now I know, Abraham. Now I know that you've withheld nothing from me and that you fear me alone.